All right. You good?
I almost deleted my note
Your note for what?
today. Well, actually, it would have been every podcast episode I've ever made a note about. I keep it all on one note like an organized person.
That wouldn't have been good. Are we just doing this one?
Yeah, I think so. We'll do the other two. It's like we can do one day and one another day.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Sure. You prepared to be on GGBG this week?
Oh, yeah, I am.
Not for this week's episode, but
I know. A lot of recording this week.
a lot of recording this week.
Who has the time?
We have to finish Mario Wonder.
I know.
We have a lot of
we'll
stuff to
probably
do.
do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, that's not that
But like
long.
we're like streaming.
We're finishing 2 games this week.
Finishing 2 games this week.
We are recording a lot.
Recording a lot.
I have to make like 10 bags for people.
But you don't need to like prep. You don't need to prep for an event.
No, I don't.
Can you make those bags like
Oh.
next week?
If I bring my sewing machine.
Are you?
I was back and forth on
I
it.
thought you were planning to.
I was planning on it, but now I'm also like, do I just force myself to take a break? I'm back and forth, but it can come. So yes, is the answer to that question.
This is all stuff we could have talked about
Yeah.
in S. Soup!
But let's be real, no one wanted to hear it in the first place.
Nobody wanted to hear it in the first place. Hello, everybody, and welcome back.
You okay?
I forgot the intro. Shelby, take it.
Welcome back to SMSoup, the #1 podcast with soup in the name, but not on the brain. I'm Shelby.
And I'm Shelby.
Exactly. And today we're here to take you on a journey through life's biggest questions. One
Like what?
which may or may not be, waiter, how is this soup made? If you're a first-time listener, it's a metaphor.
What would you say your like religious affiliation is? This isn't a
Agnostic.
gotcha.
What is
You
that?
would consider yourself agnostic?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's Jeff Winger, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'd consider.
You're
myself.
like, you're not an atheist.
I'm actually aligned to the religion of Jeff Winger from Community.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, agnostic.
Yeah,
Okay. I would consider myself the same thing. I would also, like, I would consider myself to be agnostic as well. But one thing that I'm curious is to, like, what degree are you agnostic? Do you, like, if you could know what, because I'm like, all religion's basically based on, like, what happens when you die.
Yeah. It says, don't be a piece of shit. This is what happens when you die. If you weren't a piece of shit. Is what most of it is.
It's not anymore. It's not, don't be a piece of shit anymore. It's,
Well, no, in the
do
base,
you
it's
follow,
that.
no. In the base, it's now, do you follow what you believe to be the word, and do you force it upon other people? If yes, you get into good place. So if you could know what, like, would you want to know?
No.
I don't think I would either.
Because the people who think they know are already intolerable. So, like, I don't want to know.
But, like, do you think, like, if
because
we
then
all
it's
knew,
on
it'd
you,
be better?
But if then, okay, so if you're saying, okay, when you asked if I know, are you saying then everyone knows? Or
Yeah, like, I'm saying
I
if,
know?
like, science opens up the wormhole
and
to...
there's a big person up there, like, pointing the finger.
Well, no, just they open the wormhole to, like, wherever we go when we die.
Okay.
Which is just an insane thing to think about.
Yeah.
First off.
Right.
Occam's razor and
Sure.
all, right? Like, what's more believable?
That we don't just get buried in the ground, or
Which,
that we actually
let's all be
go
real.
somewhere.
Obviously, there's a lot of different crazy things that are real and happen and stuff like that. So anything is absolutely 100% possible.
Hence,
sure.
agnostic.
But
I hate saying there's nothing because I don't know.
Well, right.
But I also don't know there's something.
I also don't care if there's something.
Also, literally,
honestly, it would. But like for me, it would be better. I wouldn't want to know, but I also acknowledge that it would be so much better if somebody could just be like, "It is confirmed."
No,
nothing
because
happens.
if we've learned anything,
when you die, the lights go out, and that's it.
If we've learned anything, you'll say this has been proven,
Yeah.
and someone will just go, no, it wasn't.
Somebody will go, I was in a coma and I saw God.
Literally, someone will be like, I was high and this is what I saw.
Yeah.
And like some percentage of people will go, I saw that too.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. That's why, like, I don't think knowing would help.
You're right.
Genuinely, the thing, this is like sort of a tangent, sort of related. Genuinely, the phrase, the sentence, the conversation that I have been able to nail down as what made me, I was raised loosely Christian.
Right.
Loosely Christian. And the thing that genuinely like snapped in my head and went, no, this isn't right. Not to say you can't still be Christian, but what kind of broke me was literally hearing someone be like, oh, you gotta like, you have to like preach to your fellow people, blah, blah, blah. Like by saving them, they're also like blah, blah, blah in the afterlife. And I was like, okay, but like, what about their beliefs? Like, what if they just like believe something else and they're trying to convince me?
But their beliefs are wrong.
And literally that's what they said. They went, well, they're wrong. And I was like, how can we say that?
Right.
Because they're believing we're wrong. What does that even mean? I was like, that's insane. And I was so mad that was the answer. Was, oh, they're wrong.
It's so funny too, because I think like so many people, when you're like truly like in it, it's so much harder to like have a critical, like that goes for anything, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah. Again, I was raised loosely.
No, I know.
So
I'm
wasn't like, it wasn't like ingrained in me.
I know. I'm just saying like,
yeah.
You don't like take note and like, you don't like, it doesn't compound until you're finally out of like that like mindset.
Especially if you're told something from a young age, why would you question it?
Right.
You're like, yeah, that's the truth.
Well, and this goes for like that line of thinking. I'm not saying is just religion.
No,
I'm
it's
saying
a lot
like
of things.
that line of thinking is like growing up in a small town.
Yeah.
Having like racial biases and just having like ingrained in your head.
Yeah.
And then you take one sec and then everything compounds from there. Like you start to note of like all of the extra like craziness. Like the thing that took me out of it, I was also raised like loosely.
Yeah.
And the thing that took me out of it was one, being forced to go to like Sunday school.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like I had like stopped like believing or whatever for, I don't know. I honestly don't know if I ever believed.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's like Santa Claus for me. Like it's one of those things where it's like you did believe it, but like did you ever truly, or was it
like
one of those things?
You went along with it,
or was it one of those things? And I think this is the case for a lot of people where it's like it's better to believe
because everyone around you believes to your knowledge.
Totally fine if you think like it's better to like have something to like stake.
Sure.
And like if it makes you feel better about like
life, the world,
and like if the lights do all of a sudden go out on you, like you can believe that there's something, and like it makes it easier.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I think most people have a basis of belief in something,
but not everybody's afforded the luxury of just like getting to the age of 90 and then like slowly just like sitting there going like, I'm ready to meet God. And then like the lights turn out and nothing comes back on, but at least when they went out, you had that thought.
Yes, exactly.
The thing that took me out of it was always kind of like what you're saying, where it's like you have to like preach this stuff, but the stuff that you're supposed to preach is just so unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like just having like any basis of reality. And I get it.
Like I think I'd have better luck convincing people like ghosts are real than that. Like truly.
Yeah.
Like I think
there's probably better circumstantial evidence for ghosts.
Do you see this light orb in this video?
Yeah. But then they could throw it back in your face and say that's Jesus.
They could. Why haven't they taken that stance?
You're just proving that that's Jesus.
Literally, like religion
He's in the room with
and ghost hunters could literally team up.
Anyway, I was just thinking about it.
Yeah.
It was like posed in something else where it's like, if you could know, would you want to know? Because there's like two different, there's so many different layers to all religion. Yeah. But with like agnostic specifically, they're always seen as like the poor man's atheist. But it's like,
no,
it's really not. Atheist is like, no.
It's not real.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Agnostic's like, I'm a man of science, but
I mean, I've also
seen science do some really fucked up shit. So it's like,
Yeah,
Maybe.
absolutely. I would say
I've also seen science do some really fucked up shit, so I don't know if I would want to be a man of science.
I'm literally an agnostic because of the reason that I started to question everything. Was going, wait, why can we just say we know? How do we know? Who's the person who knows?
Yeah, I'm not
so
gonna.
I don't want to tell people they're wrong.
I think I'm just gonna. I'll play the long game, and hopefully one turns out to be true, and then that's the one. I'll be like,
cool.
yeah, I've always been a fan of that one. I've always been a big fan of Buddhism.
I always knew there was a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just crazy. Anyway.
It is crazy. So today we're talking about Christmas, the root of all things religion.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. It's capitalism, baby.
No.
No. Praise be thy dollars in thy billionaires' pockets.
No.
That's not what we do on Christmas?
What are you talking about?
We're talking about Christmas.
Christmas is literally all about celebrating our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Oh, we've had very different Christmases.
I don't think so.
So we hinted at it last week. Last week we hinted at the next 5 weeks of episodes, which is crazy. But this week we are diving a little bit into trends I've seen for gifting. We have a small little sort of game, we don't have anything to blindfold you with. Sort of guessing game. I should go get my eye mask upstairs.
Can just do this.
I mean, I trust you to keep your eyes closed.
Yeah,
maybe.
I'm not gonna. The stakes could not be any lower. I'm not going to cheat.
We're doing a guessing game situation, and then we'll probably dive into we'll try not to go deep into our thoughts on gifting because I feel like we do this every year.
No, but I thought it would be fun.
Brush.
I thought it would be fun to discuss.
We picked some points this year.
We talked about it last week where it's let's talk about some of the
best, worst, given and received.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying that we don't get ranty.
Yeah, no, I won't get ranty.
We're gonna get ranty.
I'm not gonna get ranty.
But
I'm not gonna specifically get ranty about the whole idea of giving gifts on one specific day and how I think it's so incredibly stupid that we pick and choose certain fucking days to do these things. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not. All I'm saying is, if you truly love somebody, get them a gift anytime you think about them. And if you're bad at getting gifts like me, try and say you love the person as frequently as possible. Haven't done it, but I love you. See, there you go. And that's a little gift in and of itself.
You're now I'm covered for the next 6 months.
You know what? No, but again, not to get ranty, but literally it was Black Friday, and shame on us, we bought something on Amazon. But you saw the stupid Lord of the Rings collection of small little books. It also came with The Hobbit. It comes in a nice little display.
A little leather bound set.
And and you were like, oh, look at this. And I was like, buy it. And you were like, no, we don't need it. And then I literally went on Amazon and just quickly went, add to cart, buy. And I was like, now we have it. There you go.
Cute.
It's $20.
It was cute.
Did you want it? Yes? Great. Now you have it. Merry Christmas, I guess. You know?
Yeah. So.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'm not going to get ranty.
Let's start with you guessing. I have 3 bags.
Okay, and the idea of these is that so don't
I'm going to
give me
preface
too much.
I'm going to preface.
I'm just going to guess.
I'm going to preface.
These are
trends
and
ways to be
a little thrifty.
DIY gifts that I saw this year. These, of course, this is all what I've seen on my TikTok. So of course they're catered to shit.
No, catered to
I
shit.
would which is very DIY artsy stuff. But there was, I swear, 3 weeks straight where all I saw were the same DIY, the same DIYs over and over again. And people were presenting them like they were brand spanking new. And it has now since gone away, that has passed. But I'm sure other people were stuck in a wormhole of seeing the same shit. Because basically the consensus was lots of people are broke as shit. And we've gotten way far away from thoughtful, genuine gifts. And let's just take a step back. A lot of people are trying to reference 90s pre-internet Christmas where everything was just handmade and cute and thoughtful. It was more about spending. That's what they said. I don't know. More about spending time together and doing things nice and blah, blah, blah. So that is where all this comes from, is I kept seeing the same things, which I have 2 or 3 others, but they weren't worth making or anything for us. So I'll talk about those. But these were 3 that I saw everywhere. So I thought it'd be fun for you to close your eyes. I'll hand you a bag. You have to pull it out. Sorry in advance for any crinkling you might hear in the mic. They are paper bags. But yeah, and you'll try to, I guess, just guess what they are.
All right.
If that works.
Oh, nice framing.
Okay. All right. This one might be a little bit hard. Was it easier for you to pull it out or easier for me to put it in your hand?
I can, let me pull it out.
Okay.
I think I'm trying to think. I feel like the motion of like having like pull
Yeah,
something
yeah,
out is
yeah.
gonna help me to like get like a good feel for like.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the only one where there's actually a handful of small items in here, but they're all the same thing.
Okay. All right. Well, if I miss anything,
I mean, it doesn't matter. He's pulling it out of the bag. His eyes are closed. He's fumbling. He's fumbling the
these
bag.
are the things that I think I technically saw, right?
Yeah, technically.
Is there anything else in the
Listen,
bag?
guys, we spent a lot of time together.
Sorry, I'm making sure I'm talking into the mic.
You know, you're good. You got it.
This is everything?
Yeah, it's everything.
Yeah, so I did technically
You saw a
these.
part of them being created.
Yeah.
I didn't have time or the capacity to do them secretly. It would have been very hard, and I'll explain after.
I'm guessing the idea of these is that they're supposed to just be like little like display ornament type things.
Okay.
No. Hang on. Okay. This is actually, I might be kind of crazy here. This that I'm like rubbing right now,
Yeah.
very smooth. Is this a magnet?
Yeah.
They're little like fridge magnets.
Yep.
And I think when you like made them, I like joked that they stood for like I heart pie.
Which was brilliant. I had no plan.
Is that what you ended up making it?
No.
Oh. So wait, this...
You guess what they are. So if you want to open your eyes or if you want to guess what each of them is, that's fine.
I want to see if I can guess. So this is definitely a heart.
Yes. So there's one. Here, I'll take it. There's one heart.
This isn't an eyeball?
It's very small. It is not an eyeball.
Is it a baseball?
It is a baseball. That would have been very smart as an eye.
And then is this pie?
It's pie.
Oh my God, they're so cute.
Right? I had to paint. Okay, so here's the funny thing. We delayed doing this episode because I really was like, oh, I'm going to do like such a good job. And then I completely forgot and had to do them in a rushed amount of time last night. And I had to like build a fort around myself so Spencer couldn't see them because I literally just like didn't have the time. Oh, hell yeah, they stick. I cut up a realtor magnet to put them on their backs. Anyway, so that was the whole concept was air dry or bake clay, which you paint and then put a magnet on the back for cute little like fridge magnets. It's a very like apartment friendly thing. If people want to like have cute little photos on, you could easily print out a photo with it and like give that and you like hang the magnet over the photo. That would actually be pretty nice. Small, nice. Hopefully you make something that like they like, which cracked me up because I fucking blanked. Like I literally was like, I don't know what to make you. So I Heart Pie would have been brilliant. And you literally said it when you saw them being made. Because I had to bake them and I don't know how else to secretly bake in our kitchen without you seeing.
So wait, but the three things you went with from the jump was a heart, pie, and a baseball. Yeah. Those are the three things I love in life.
Well,
I love lovin'.
I wasn't about to make a disc or a PlayStation controller.
I love lovin'.
You love lovin'.
I love pie.
Exactly.
And I love baseball.
Exactly.
That's it. You got me. Like in terms of like favorite things.
Okay, what else should I have made? Like
no, you nailed it. Like a controller would be difficult.
I mean, they're very
You went with like easy shapes.
I went very easy shapes. Yeah.
Like, that's smart.
I needed them to be done in like minutes. I did those while you were in the shower.
The pie is like really well done too.
I'm actually really happy with the pie. Yeah, it's cute.
I mean, they're all really well done.
Oh, thanks.
But like the pie is like the one that I think probably.
Well, because I was like, I can't do three just shapes.
The detail,
or it's gonna look ridiculous.
The detail of it is like really good.
Because I already knew I was cutting a lot of corners, and I was like, I can't just...
Technically, like, doing letters.
Letters would have been cute. Letters would be really cute.
But... I'm
always afraid about, like, evenness in letters, though. You know?
Yeah. And that would obviously be a lot. And then, like, you only are given so much... Like, it's either you do the entire alphabet and you can only make so many words out of the alphabet, or you
Right.
do specific letters to
Like
spell
their
out a specific
name or a
message.
word
Yeah.
or yeah. But yeah, so that was genuinely my feed for 3 weeks was make your friends or family
So if that was the hard
play.
one, I nailed it.
That is definitely what in my opinion was like the weirdest to hold. But you also did technically see them in the midpoint
That's
of
true.
making them.
I did.
But
I really had no idea what you were going for until
Yeah.
I felt the smooth on the back, and I was like, "Oh my god, they're magnets."
I know I was like, as you're
But
saying,
understanding the shapes did help. So
Yeah. Okay. Here's gift number 2. Again, the idea is these are all handmade. You're going through the handle. There you go. These are all handmade. All right, you got it. You're good.
Okay.
Grover, here's a bag for you. Merry Christmas, Mr. Goo. Merry Christmas,
Am I
Mr.
holding
Goo.
it?
You're holding it.
Good.
You got
good,
it.
Like camera angle.
Yeah.
Also, am I still speaking into the mic?
Yeah, you're good.
So you made me a Yarny.
I did.
From Unravel.
That's weirdly one of my proudest achievements that I've ever made.
I'm assuming that's what this is.
Another Yarny.
Not another Yarny, but like something to that effect.
Okay.
I'm guessing it's like a. I'm guessing it's meant to be like a character of some sort because it feels like there's arms, maybe legs, maybe a head. I don't know. This kind of feels like it's like almost feels like actually holding it almost feels like a puzzle piece in how I'm like feeling around and like how you feel like the divots and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it feels like it could be like just from the material. It could be like a hot pad almost.
Okay.
Which would kind of make sense from a DIY like perspective.
Yeah, hot pads are easy to make.
Right. And I could see that being like everybody needs hot pads. Like you need some. Yeah, I'm gonna go with it's either something decorative, which I know is kind of broad. I'm guessing like a handmade of a character from something.
Okay.
To be able to be like displayed like or like an ornament type thing.
Okay.
No, I think that's just straggler. Oh no, wait. Nope. There is a loop. Okay. So there's a holder of some sort. So it's either an ornament for sure, or it's a hot pad.
Okay.
Can I open?
Yeah, you're welcome to open your eyes.
It's an ornament.
It's an ornament. It's really Jake. I didn't have the right.
This is not the shape I was
I
picturing
didn't have
at
the
all
right
from
thread
feeling
to
it,
finish
which is
it.
crazy. The shape that I had.
As soon as you started feeling the divots, I was like, "Oh my god, you're gonna feel it's a star." Which it's an odd shaped star. It's not a normal shape.
It like
star.
I don't know. I don't know how to describe it because now looking at it, yes, it is a star.
Right,
like, very
but
clearly.
it's an odd shape.
But like, yeah, running my fingers,
it's got a lot of weird little divots.
I guess because of the shape of it, I didn't realize at what point I was like
circling around.
Like,
yeah. I know. As soon as you were like, it could be an ornament, and then you found this, and you're like, the string, and I was like,
I thought it was at first when I grabbed it,
Yeah.
I thought it was like a straggler.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, I think it's and then I looped it, and I was like, oh shit. So I figured it was either a holder.
Yeah.
For like putting up
genuine
hot pads.
hot pad is actually a really good idea. I have been seeing a lot of oven mitts as an idea, which is super cute.
This is great. This is so good.
Hot pad would be a really great idea. I handmade and mostly like felted ornaments are what are really popular. Like we definitely made those in elementary school. Nothing. It's just that's 2 layers of blanket together. They're from a woven blanket I had a scrap of, and it's the star of it. But we used to do those in elementary school. The like felt that we like would like sew like little beads onto and stuff. That's what's truly like back. Is they're like, oh, we used to do these growing up and they were so cute. And that's what's truly like the popular thing. But as a whole, just like handmade ornaments. And I don't have felt or anything that would work for that. So I was literally digging through my scraps and I had a scrap of a Christmas blanket from a sweater. And so I just got the star out and really poorly did a edging stitch around all of it.
So I'm 2 for 2.
You're 2 for 2. Yeah, it's a handmade ornament.
Can I go 3 for 3, you think?
I need to remember what's in here. I literally just blanked. I'm gonna say yes. This to me is the weirdest, but also like they're all useful-ish. Can be. This is the weirdest to me though. Okay. That it like kind of was such a big idea.
I cut you off. Was
no,
there
you're
anything else
fine.
you wanted to say about the ornament?
I don't think so. I guess just like if you were truly given this, like how would you feel? I guess that's kind of where I'm coming from. Which you just might not be the person. That's
I can
like
describe
not
how
fair.
I feel about all of these in a moment.
Like it's not fair to like you be the
also
judge.
A bunch of like small pieces.
It's all connected though. So if you just pull, it'll all come out. Some jingling is gonna happen for audio.
Do I have it all?
You have it all. Not that I'm saying you're a great, I mean, we'll get into this, but I'm just feeling not that you're going to be like the best judge because one person shouldn't judge if this is a good gift for someone else. But I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued on the whole thing.
I can't tell if this is a necklace that has like knots. It's a bracelet.
Nope. I just love this. This is so fun. I'm sorry I'm so silent. You probably just hear jingling.
Is this like a...
He's just feeling over it. There's a lot of jingling. Looks to be about 9 inches long.
Yeah, you gotta describe this for the audio listeners.
Oh, I don't want to go over describing because then you'll
like,
know what it is.
This feels like your like ghost earrings.
Okay. Do you want me to confirm if you say something correct or no?
I think based off of that, I've said
yeah,
something
that's
correct.
Fair. Sorry, that was really just said it.
Is it an earring holder?
It is not an earring holder.
Is it like a jewelry holder?
It is not a jewelry holder.
Is it another ornament?
It is not an ornament.
Is it a keychain?
Yes.
Very long
Keychains.
keychain.
It is a very long keychain. I was just trying to divvy up the like height of things because I don't really have. These are old necklaces that I had. This is also an old necklace that I have.
Pulling on that film.
And
I'm
then,
so sorry.
oh no, you're fine. It was already out. And then, yeah, my old ghost earring I used as charms because I don't have charms.
I love that. I love how you were like, "Do you want me to confirm?"
You're like, well, you just confirmed. But yeah, like making a keychain, you can also like little like hair clips. You can attach a bunch of these rings to and put something like cute on it to dangle in your hair. Those were like small, like, oh, you like make something cute that like, you know, a house key can go on, or like, I don't know, like we could put like, if you had like a friend's key that you just keep on hand in like a drawer, like you could put that on this or something. This is very long and very jingly. It would make so much noise in a car. But that was the third idea. I will hold it up. It's not much to look at, if I'll be honest, on a camera. It's an old little clay ghost that I had. 2 crystals that go on a necklace chain that I've had forever. And a film canister also I used to have on a necklace. I just took them apart and put them on here last night. This was really reaching in the bottom of the barrel for ideas because I don't keep anything.
It's a decent DIY idea. Now, when it comes to all of these things,
yes,
personally,
I will just go through. I already feel like I know how you're gonna feel, but the other big things were a specialty matchbook. Matchbooks have made a comeback in the past like 6 months.
Like for matches?
Like matches. So people are like printing out or getting specialty matchbooks for friends and family. That I don't get. I'm clearly not a matchbook person. People are loving it. That has blown up in the past 6 months. So specialty matchbooks, and then just as a whole, like something, embroidering something. Like if you gave someone a set of napkins, especially if you like thrifted them and you wanted to like spice them up a little bit, you could like embroider a name or like a phrase or flowers. And then another big thing, which is a little bit more work, but not really, would be like infused olive oils, handmade vanilla extract, like cooking supplies. Those were the big categories that I was seeing for like 3 weeks straight. That's all I saw. And then like now, thankfully, that's all been over. But it was like everyone was doing there because they were all supposed to be attainable. Pretty much anyone can do all of those. Like, yeah, you might need to learn a skill for like 5 minutes, but those are all super easy. Like glue, threading something, chains, which again, if you have the pliers, you can do in minutes. Like none of it is hard.
No.
And that was clearly the point. But I also saw someone, and I wish I meant to save the video. They were like, listen, I know we're trying to make DIYs like accessible, but like, holy shit, you're all just saying the same 5 things that like, yeah, cool. Like that's nice. And like people can do it, but like there's no
Also-
like new thoughts coming out.
Right. Also, like,
But yeah, go for it. Feel free to say whatever.
none of these things are like a universal need.
100%.
So like you have to be like you can't just like look at these 5 things and be like, surely I can do one of these for
Yeah.
every single person I would like to get a gift for. The one that I would say is actually potentially the most like would be probably the most universally accepted is probably the magnets.
Yes.
Because I'm sure most people don't have cluttered fridges if you're our age group.
Yeah.
We haven't hit that point yet.
No.
Um
Unless you're that person who like buys magnets when traveling or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So like I actually quite liked that idea.
Yeah.
Then it becomes hard of like, but what is the actual magnet?
100%.
But yeah. I think like, yeah, that's like, again, I'm not going to get ranty, but I think that's like one of my biggest gripes about it is sometimes this like gifting just to simply gift. And it's like, honestly, like, and it all comes down to personal opinion.
Yeah.
But
absolutely.
for me, like, it's more meaningful for you to just get me nothing.
Yeah. Or like if you want to do something crafty, I'd rather like spend the night doing something crafty with someone. And like, sure, maybe you exchange them, or maybe you'd each just walk away with your own thing and be like, you made what you wanted, but you had the fun night of doing it together. Like that to me personally is so much more fun and memorable than I mean, in this case, had to rush around the house doing something so that like you wouldn't see it, which I know that wouldn't be the case for most people. But yeah, that again, it definitely comes down to personal opinion.
I do think the general idea of getting. Go ahead, Grogu.
I know he's just
like creating something for somebody instead of just simply going out and just buying something is extremely more meaningful.
Yes.
And like, I don't know. I can't think of something that like I specifically want, but like if I don't know. I can't think of something I want. I want like a game,
sure,
or something.
I'll
right?
make you a game,
and then but instead you go out and make me magnets, something that I didn't want.
Yeah,
have no like desire necessarily for it, but the magnets are way more meaningful.
Yeah,
because it was like a handmade thing, and like there was effort put into it outside of just saying like, this is what Spencer said he wanted, so I'm just gonna get him this thing.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a balance to it and
absolutely.
everything. And I like the idea of pushing people to try and like make something, but then I think you get to a point though where it's just like, well, now you're just making something simply to make it, and you're really like, the only thing that's better about it is this fact that you aren't just like contributing to capitalism,
right?
Whilst doing it.
In
like,
most cases, you might be able to use stuff you have around the house,
right?
Which is
you're
good.
not just buying something to buy something, but you are just making something to make something,
possibly.
And it's like you still need to like make sure that you still have to make sure that the like the end point, is like sensible and like it makes sense.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I agree. And because of that, it does put us like it almost. Listen, I love handmade stuff. I could rave about it 24/7. Love it. I love it from all types of people. It doesn't need to be a handmade business. It can literally be someone who just like, oh my God, I wanted to make this and I made this. And I'm like, that's fucking great. But I do think in this, like, oh, we should I'm on board with like, we should just be like more thoughtful. We don't need to go buying a bunch of stuff, this and that. I can also sit here and be like, yeah, but all the shit we made in like middle school, elementary school, these like summer programs, like any of those things are all just like in boxes, if not already thrown out at like our parents, our grandparents, or this and that.
Right.
And like, that doesn't mean they weren't a meaningful thing to do. That doesn't mean we shouldn't do it. That doesn't mean we shouldn't like all of that. But, and I know like making them as an adult is different than making them as a kid. But all I think in my brain is like, you're like steps away from that. Of like, what the fuck am I going to do with this?
Right.
Like, doesn't mean, someone still won't like it. But it's, yeah, you just like like the end result has to be taken into account.
Yeah. It's why yeah, I'm so happy we've hit the point where we've all like you and I already acknowledge like why would I get something just to get something?
Yeah.
Like why would I not only for the most part shop for needs?
Right.
You know?
Right.
Occasionally you can come up with that really good idea that people don't even think about needing.
Sure.
And it is a need, or it is like a very nice to have.
It's a really nice want that maybe you just like won't get for yourself or something like that.
But like,
yeah.
I think it's so telling that like we sit here and we're like, man, if you're having trouble figuring out what to get for somebody, here are things that you can make. And it's just like, if you're having trouble figuring out what to get for somebody, don't get them anything.
Like, yeah.
Like, just, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like, we're so close. We're so close. But
I do agree. What would you do? Because I can already just hear it in my head. Like, okay, we're like, then don't get them anything. But you're like, they're going to get you something. Like,
I don't think that that's a healthy way of thinking.
Yeah.
For either party. Like, I think like, again, like I think people should just genuinely want to get something for somebody and that be it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like there shouldn't be any pressure and you shouldn't want like if I get you something, right?
You give me cookie, I give you cookie.
If I get you something, I shouldn't be getting you something because I want for you to get me something. I shouldn't be getting you something because I think you're going to get me something. And I shouldn't get you something and then be upset with you if you don't get me something.
Sure.
I should get you something because I saw something and genuinely wanted to get it for you.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And then you, upon receiving that something, shouldn't feel bad because you didn't get me anything, or feel like you need to rush out and get me something, or think that I'm going to be upset with you because you didn't get me something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like, we've put ourselves in this situation, and it's just like, that's just not how it should be at all. And maybe it's easy for me to say because I'm the person who doesn't want to get gifts for people.
Right.
And I don't want people to get me gifts.
Right.
But I don't want people to get me gifts, and then when somebody gets me a gift, I do feel bad.
Right.
So it's like,
yeah, absolutely.
But I shouldn't.
Yeah.
I should be steadfast and I shouldn't feel like an asshole. But society has made me feel like I should feel like an asshole. And I just think like, no, the person who got me the gift is the asshole if they are upset with me. And then you play the whole game in your head. And the person's probably not even upset with you because the person who got you a gift genuinely probably did it out of the kindness of their heart. I'm thinking of one person in particular who does that to me.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think that he expects anything in return or anything like that necessarily. But yeah, like, I still feel like I'm letting him down.
Yeah.
And I don't think he feels that way at all.
Well, joke's on him because we got him something.
I know. We did. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
But that's my genuine feeling. And I think it's worse to just rush and just simply get something.
I agree.
To get something or to just make something just to make something for somebody because you think or know that they got you something.
Yeah.
Like there's less effort and like less thought and all that other stuff, I
agree. Not that I'm someone who like a lot of people like to be like gift giving's my love language. It's definitely not mine, but I love surprising people.
I was going to say, I would say
it's up there.
It's
not like my soul thing. I like doing things for people.
Is it that gift giving's a love language or receiving gifts is the love language?
I think you can do both.
Is it reciprocative?
I think it can be reciprocative because generally I equate gift giving with like doing a thing of service for someone else.
Service?
Yeah, like that's I think close. That would be a more accurate way of how I say like I love doing things for people, whether it's like surprising them, just like offering to make them a meal.
You do definitely
I love doing that.
Giving gifts.
I love giving them, but like I definitely used to be the person, which we'll probably get into this going with best and worst given. I used to just like think I should give everything to everyone, which equated to really bad gifts that people definitely didn't fucking like. But I just was excited that I was giving something and like it was not thought behind. Like I just wanted to give something.
Yeah, let's get into it.
But we will in like a second. But anymore, now that I have like very strong feelings about just like waste and like being thoughtful and not like all this shit and like who you support
Yeah.
and don't support. It's now become a lot more just like doing things for people. Like occasionally I obviously still buy stuff for people, but it's become a lot more about like doing stuff. Like I would happily like bake my heart out for like everyone in my life and like give everyone like bread and cookies and like all this shit. And I'm like, oh, you're gluten intolerant? I'll learn how to make gluten-free this. Like that is like exciting to me to like give something to like that is usable for sure. Or like if people have expressed like, oh, I can't believe that you like do this. I love like taking the time to be like, I'll teach you how to do it. Like it's not hard. Like I think it would be fun to like have the memory of us both doing it. Like you feeling confident in your abilities. Like that's all positive to me. But yeah, that to me, like if you literally being like, I don't know what to get this person, I always am just like, oh, like I think they like this like food or that.
Mm-hmm.
Like holy shit, like some like to me like food and experiences and skills are the safest thing you can always
Mhm.
go back to.
Mhm.
Like whether it's like a kit to make a meal, the meal straight up made, a cute coupon being like, I will make this on a night of your choosing, like all of that shit is so safe in my opinion, because how can you go wrong? Like as long as you know they're like any dietary needs, obviously. But yeah, that's become my new, I guess I'll say love language is like now that I don't love just like buying things all the time. Are you looking for the advent calendar?
Yeah, you literally made an advent calendar this year.
I made the most messed up looking advent calendar because it was just a bunch of our little boxes sitting around that I really haphazardly taped together because I just didn't have a lot of time to like do it how I would have wanted to do it. And I like advent calendars where like you have to look for the number. It isn't just in order. So it's this massive mess.
I like how you say that, but then like
It's a mess. Oh, but like 7 and 8 are together. And then because I clearly was like, 9, 10. Oh shit, I forgot 13.
you did one in the top right, you did 2 in the bottom left, and then the rest are just all like one away from each other.
It was a very rushed process. But yeah, Spencer's been having a daily advent calendar for the handful of days that
And
we're
I dreaded
together.
it at first.
You did.
I genuinely did.
Which I told you, I was like, they're not really gifts.
Yeah.
They're more like experiences.
Yeah, they're
like
like
a little
ideas.
thing to
It's
do
like
every day.
it's like, and there's no technically like.
No, I don't care if we don't do it.
Yeah, I don't know the word I'm looking for. There's no.
We're not like strapped in. I didn't like set up a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
It's literally like, hey, I put in that I thought today would be a good day to play a game. Is it? Cool, let's play a game. I thought today would be a fun day to bake cookies. Let's fucking do it. Like, oh, we don't feel like doing that today? We'll do it tomorrow.
Put it up on the fridge.
We hang them up on the fridge when we don't feel like doing it, and we wait on doing it another day. We made a really cute ornament of Grogu's paw.
We did.
It was so cute. I need to write his name on it still. Are you gonna jump that? You psycho. Why? Jump on my chair. Grogu. Come here. Grogu, for anyone not watching, was on his tower, which normally sits between Spencer and I. Was definitely going to try and jump an insane jump onto his little window bed. And when I directed him to jump on my chair, he totally knocked over his tree in the process. Anyway. Okay.
We really have to get him another tower.
We do. Okay. All right. Let's get into it really quick. The best.
My God, this is already going on.
I know. I knew this was going to be a long one. Best gifts given and or received. If you want me to go first, I can.
It's real. So the worst gift I ever received was
Wait, did you say worst?
Yeah.
I just said let's do best.
Oh, you want to do best?
We can do worst first if you want.
No.
I literally just said best and then
So this is tough. So I have one that I think is kind of like it's both at the same time. So
it was the advent calendar Shelby gave you.
No. So back in probably like middle school,
Okay.
is my first girlfriend,
Whoa.
and it was probably like the first or second Valentine's Day
Mm-hmm.
of like dating,
Mm-hmm.
and I bought her one of those giant teddy bears,
Wow.
like one of those like giant
Yeah.
teddy bear, like 6 foot
Yeah.
teddy bears or whatever.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And it's
Listen, you didn't go for. Did you ever go for the heart necklace? My ongoing joke is every man's first gift to his significant other is a heart necklace.
I think that Valentine's Day was like very like typical of like chocolates, flowers, and then the giant teddy bear.
That's so funny. That's wild. I can't even picture you buying one of those.
And it was just like one of those things where it's like, I'm probably blowing it up. It probably wasn't that big, but it was definitely one of the bigger ones.
Sure.
And it's like both the best and the worst because like it's best because like how adorable.
I mean, yeah.
It's the worst because
are you kidding me? As a girlfriend of that age, I feel like I would have been like, oh my God.
It's the worst because I'm like, this is so fucking cringe.
Yeah. Looking back,
and
for sure.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate like, ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. Like I get like.
If you would have bought her a 6-foot one, she could then do the thing where you like cut it out and you like get in it and you're the bear. And then it would have been truly the best gift all over again. So was that your best and worst that you've given?
It's one of the best and worst that I've given.
Gotcha.
I don't know. It's really hard. It's really hard to think about from my perspective.
Yeah.
Given.
Yes. Same, because I've given a lot.
So actually, I have another that would fall into best.
Okay, I did want to ask one more question. Were you like really proud of yourself for that at the time?
No, I think I was like genuinely like.
Were you like, this is what everyone does?
I think I was genuinely embarrassed.
Really?
By handing over a
stuffed
giant
animal.
bear. Yeah.
You like brought it to school, didn't you?
I think because my mom used to work down, so I think I like walked and got it out of the car and was able to give it.
Okay.
So I didn't have to take it into school because I would have been.
I was gonna
like,
say
shitting myself.
You would have had to like carry it around.
Hated that. I don't know. I honestly can't remember like fully. Like obviously I'm trying to repress the memory. I'm like. I'm fairly confident it happened. Now I'm like questioning that.
You like brought it in the back door of the school, ran to the locker.
The back door that's always open in every school.
Ran to the locker so that no one saw you, and you just like left it.
Smashed it in there.
Yeah.
So I have another best that I would say given. And this is best from my point of view because the person who received it is sitting right in front of me and can tell me if it was genuinely a great gift or not.
Okay.
But the blanket that I made you.
Oh, I love that.
I am very pleased with that because it was handmade and
I loved that.
There was some effort put into it, and I sometimes look back at the fabric choice and I'm like, okay, that was a choice. It's like psychedelic at times when you're looking at it.
It is, but I love it.
It was zebra and
purple.
And then purple.
It's literally the purple of your shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love that. It's a great blanket. You took size into consideration, so it's huge because you literally went, well, I want to be able to use it. So you
chill.
So you like made it really long and like big, which is great. No, I love that blanket. When we like genuinely need a warm blanket, like that's the blanket that comes out because it's heavy. What's funny is that Christmas I also got you a blanket, but it wasn't handmade.
No,
so
you got
we
me
each got blankets that year.
Yeah.
But we're blanket people, so it
out.
worked
Definitely.
We still use all of the blankets.
Yes.
No, I do love that blanket. That was a really good, very thoughtful gift. And what cracks me up the most about it is that all the guys that year gave blankets because you guys were all taught how to make them, and I thought that was really cute as well. That like picturing all of you on the floor just like nodding. It was like hand nodded.
Yeah.
In case no one's like putting that together.
It was a great idea. I honestly think like this was before you were part of the friend group. I think all the guys made them as gifts. I want to say like Mir made one for herself if I'm remembering correctly.
Okay.
Or maybe Sam did. And then Sierra was the one who was teaching us. So I'm guessing she also made one for herself, or maybe she was giving it as a gift. I don't know.
It's so cute. Like I love the idea of all you guys sitting on the floor, not hand nodding blankets. I love that.
Good times.
No, that was a really good gift. Again, we're blanket people.
I'm pretty proud of that one.
Yeah.
But then otherwise, like in terms of like giving, I don't know. It's really tough. I think the worst gift I've probably ever given was the sporks to my parents. But it's so funny to me.
Yeah. And it's funny because then you were given sporks. And now we have sporks.
But like I genuinely I bought my parents sporks and they're like gold.
Yeah.
Sporks.
It was supposed to be like fancy.
And I just like, I know they don't use them.
No.
And it like literally goes against so many of the things because I hate gag gifts.
Yeah.
So I would say anytime I've ever done like a gag gift, I'm not happy about that at
Fair.
all.
Same.
And anytime I've received a gag gift is like, that probably would fall into normally a worst for me.
Yeah.
It's like hard to like pin those down though.
Yeah.
But so that best, and then best received is also tough. But thinking about all of the different like aspects to consider, I think getting a Game Boy. I got a Game Boy as a gift. I can't remember if I got a Game Boy SP or if it was the actual just game. I think it was just the Game Boy.
Is that like your first like handheld?
And then I got a Game Boy SP, or maybe I was given that too at some point.
Gotcha.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
I mean,
I can see those being really big.
Getting
deals.
like a handheld and like being able to play Pokemon and
Yeah.
all that stuff, like
Absolutely.
pretty peak.
Yeah.
Honestly, any video game that I got on Christmas was pretty great because you have like 7 days off from school, so you just get to
It's
sit
all
and
you
play
get to
them all.
focus on. Yeah, 100%. I get
Yep.
that. Oh, do you want to just go through your worst that you were ever given? Wow, since you did the
do
other.
your,
Okay.
Do your best, and then we can go into worst.
My best that I gave to someone.
I realized I brought up a worst.
No, you're
Do you
okay.
want me just to finish?
It's up to you. I really don't care.
Okay, I'll go quick. The worst I've ever received is that stupid candle you got me.
I knew
That
you
one
were
year.
gonna say that.
And it genuinely makes me so mad.
Yeah, I know.
It made me so mad opening it
I know.
because
You knew it what it was.
yeah, it
immediately.
was all just it was a gag.
It was a gag.
And it was because I specifically said I didn't want it
A week prior to me
that
giving
you
it to
then
you.
gave it to me.
Yeah.
The only thing that saves it is that it's a candle.
Yeah.
So you can burn a candle.
Sure.
And it's like fine.
Right.
But
That was a stupid
man,
gift.
that makes me so mad.
Yeah.
Like anything in that like camp.
No, that's fair.
And there's been plenty. It's like not like it's nothing against our friend group or anything, but it's like the main reason why I wanted to stop doing Secret Santa, because I felt like I always wanted to genuinely think of something good for the person who I got.
Yeah.
And it was always hard to not also go that like gag gift route
Yes.
of something that like is their personality or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I just hate that. I
Yeah.
hate that. Like you're spending $20 on garbage.
Yep.
And then shipping it to a person.
Yep.
For them to open it. And I just, yeah.
I agree. Yeah. Yeah. I knew you were gonna hate the candle, but it just
And
made
then
me
the
laugh.
last
It
one,
made me laugh.
I
so
brought it up
much.
last week, but this Colt Snuggie, and this is nothing against my parents. So like this is like any actual like worst gift, if I was actually trying to think back to it, is because it was something that I genuinely wanted at the time that I
Yeah.
now look back and I'm like, what a fucking waste that was.
Yeah.
And shout out to my parents because like when it came to Christmas, for the most part, I think my brother and I were both very good at like never going too crazy with our lists and always trying to make sure it was like obtainable. But for the most part, we would always get like what was on our list,
Yeah.
right? Like I think the one year my brother put like, I want a PS4 or something like that, or a gaming system, and like he didn't get it, right? And like we would sometimes put like a pie in the sky gift that we
Yeah.
wanted, and like, oh, maybe we'll get it.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, I'm gonna put like 5 games.
Yeah.
You know, well, my mom always knew that she was able to go to like GameStop and buy them pre-owned if it was something that was like able to do, because it's like we don't really care. Like,
Right.
we just want the game, right?
Right.
Stuff like that. And like, yeah. So anything like, I like the one year I think I probably just said like I want Colt stuff, or I want this might have been the same year I got the Peyton Manning Fathead, which is awesome.
That is sick.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
But I think it was like I just asked for Colt stuff or Cardinal stuff, and I got like this, and I think I got like a Cardinals alarm clock, and
I
it was
still
like
have that.
not good.
Yeah.
Like it was barely usable, and I just
Yeah.
like think back, and I'm just like, shout out
Yeah.
to the person who got it for me, because they were just like trying to like get the
right.
thing that I effectively asked for,
Right.
and like that's amazing. And it's like I look back and I'm just like,
I mean, yeah, that comes down to
reel
lot
it
of
in a
just,
little
like,
bit, Spencer.
Yeah. You just get so like hyper fixated on something when you're
Yeah.
just like, I want everything that has to do with this. And then you look back and you're like, that was kind of useless.
Right.
100%. Yeah, now we use the Snuggie as a chair wrap so Grogu doesn't puncture the chairs a million times over.
Sorry.
No,
I
you're
just
fine.
went off.
You're fine. Best gift I've given. I was literally saying to Spencer, I freak out every time I have to do this because I always know I'm forgetting something. But off the top of my head, a handful of years ago, there's like not a joke, but an ongoing like the creative women in my family has been like there's been one per generation has been the like sort of ongoing thing. So a few years ago, myself and my cousin each like did a sketch of the women who like we say are like have been passing down the creativity, because it's always just like one person who seems to be like overly creative and then like whatever. And we like gave it to my grandmother along with a like sketch we'd found from her mother, who like also, I think it was hers. It doesn't matter. We found something really cool and sentimental and then also added something to it.
It was like the lineage.
Yes, it was a lineage thing. It was a lot of like creativity and like we all like sew or paint or draw in some manner. And it was just supposed to be a huge meaningful gift. I was really excited about giving it. She loved it. It's really funny. I hate the drawing because I don't draw people. Like I don't draw people. So it's so uncomfortable for me to look at it now. But I loved doing it, loved giving it, loved the like reaction of it being, now it's like, you know, on the wall, it's like a whole thing. So love that. It was probably like the best, like truly most like meaningful gift I've probably ever given. That was really the only one I could come up with for me, like giving one.
And again, it's really tough to be like critical of yourself and like sit there and be like, huh, I nailed this, or also sit there and be like, I really fucked up.
Yeah, I know. It is like, I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of gifts I've liked giving, but I'm just like best, like I don't know. Best I've been given, I've received, I have two. One would have to be a makeup palette based on my brand, so like my shop, Shelby Lives. I have like a color palette and everything, and you know, as like every shop does. And one of our friends, for a Secret Santa, custom made an eyeshadow palette off of the colors, because you can go in and like select, you like build your own palette basically. And I like freaked out when I saw that.
Do this and then mouth it. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
That blew my mind. That blew my mind.
But then that same friend,
yes,
got me.
No.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't remember what all was in it, but
yeah,
it was a lot of like gag stuff.
It was.
And it's just like,
it was. I know. I know. It was
No, that was nuts.
That was one
crazy.
of the most
That's
thoughtful
really
things I've ever been
thoughtful.
given. Like truly.
And what
like,
was the other one?
It shocked me. That blanket you gave me. No, that wasn't really a thoughtful gift. But the one that came to my mind was a few years ago, I was given a leather bound sketchbook that had a really cool dragon pressed into it. Like leather, you can like eat it and like push like a bubble into it basically. And it was a cool dragon. And I like freaked out when I got that, because that's some shit I would have been like dying for when I was like 13. And I just like never asked for it / never got one. And to get that at like 22, I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever gotten. I've yet to even sketch in it, but I love it. Like it's truly like a prized possession of mine. Has the cool like metal lock on the outside that like swings and everything.
Nothing else on the best list.
That is the two I wrote.
Sorry, I didn't have anything that you've given me on my best list.
I knew you were gonna give me shit. And then worst I've given to people. Okay, I have two. I've given too many word signs and I hate them, so I don't know why I ever gave them. But I think it's because I knew other people liked them. The like live, laugh, love on a wooden sign. I didn't give them live, laugh, love, but I gave them a stupid fucking sign. Like stupid.
A meerkat trapped in human body.
That's good. No, I'm joking. But yeah, like really stupid shit on a wood sign that I got for probably like $15 at a fucking Kohl's or whatever. Those I've always regretted. I hate them the minute I even buy them, and I don't know why I bought them. I've done it twice in my life and I've regretted both painfully so. And And the one that's really funny is I handmade a shirt for someone who definitely didn't fucking want it. And that will forever just be a comedy to me at this point. Because they definitely didn't want to hurt my feelings when I gave it to them, but I knew they didn't like it. And as soon as it was like I got caught up in the excitement of doing it that I then just fucking did it. And as soon as I like gave it, I went, wait, yeah, this was a bad idea, which was just really funny. Like I can laugh about it. I don't care. I'm sure it'll come back into my possession in the relative near future. I'm already foreseeing it. What?
What was the shirt?
It was the one I made my mom. Which valid. Like she's valid. Like again, she won't say it to my face.
Right.
Valid. 100%. Like I can admit it. I got way too excited about something and just went off the deep end. Regardless.
That's what you do.
It is what I do. And then things I've been given, the one I could think of is I get really stressed about super personal imagery gifts. Like getting an image printed on a blanket. Getting an image, like something that will now exist seemingly forever.
Unless you burn it.
Right.
Right. What did you receive that like had your image on it?
I received a pillow that has a bunch of images on it. And I don't really talk to the person anymore who gave me the pillow. And I'm not going to get rid of the pillow because it has our faces on it. So I just put a cover on it. And it's fine. Like, it's fine. It works. It's a pillow. I'm not going to throw it away. But this is like the thing that like when I go to thrift stores and there's like mugs with clearly sentimental 100%. Things on it. Clearly like this and that. Like I don't think embroidery is bad. Like someone's name's on something. You can always pick that if like someone doesn't want it anymore. But like things you literally can't get rid of that like now have like, I don't know. I think you're towing a very fine line.
I also think it's so funny when things have like names on them outside of like jerseys or things like having a last name on the back.
Sure, that's fine. I don't care.
I literally have a sweatshirt from Legion Baseball that has my name, my first name.
Yes.
Which is just so weird.
I also had it was from Chorus. I had a fucking jacket with my first name on it that I was like, afterwards I was like, why the fuck?
I had a basketball one
too.
I
think I picked my name out.
You picked my name out of my basketball one.
Because it's weird.
It is. Yeah, I have a sweatshirt and I love the sweatshirt. The sweatshirt's like comfortable. It's like big. It's like a little like, you know, it's not like super warm or anything, but it's like big. Comfy. It's nice. It's like athletic material.
Yeah.
And I hate like I can't wear it around. I feel like I can only wear it in our house because it's obnoxious on the back. It says like real big, cuts down Legion Baseball.
Yeah.
It's like I haven't played baseball in too long. But then on the front it says Spencer. And it's just like I feel like it's like the dorky thing where like you just walk around and you're like, I'm Spencer.
Yeah, literally. After like high school, it feels like you're just wearing a name tag. Yeah. Like you're like like you work at Staples or something and you need to like have your name tag on. I hate it. It's so weird. Yeah. So anything like again, embroidery, I'll give a pass because it can be covered, picked off, etc.
You still have that pillow?
Yeah, I can show it to you after.
Is it here?
Yeah. It's been covered for like years.
What's it covered with?
My bat.
That's a pillowcase?
Yeah. Yeah, which that was bought too. That was a really nice gift. That was bought for me too.
I didn't realize the bat was a pillowcase.
Yeah, it was just
I thought it was a pillow.
It was given to me as a pillowcase.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
The inside of that has just forever been this thing that I didn't know was in there.
Yeah.
Did you see what I've hidden in one of the other pillows?
No, what'd you hide?
Nothing.
But yeah, so I really don't like pictures being printed on something that's not a picture.
And I feel like at first,
I think you're towing a very, very, very fine line.
When you get it, you're kind of like, oh, this is so sweet. And then like it literally takes a week before you're finally like, the use case of this is so weird.
Not even a week. Okay, sure. Yes, I do agree. In 5 years, are you going to want that sitting out?
That also. Yes.
Because in 5 years, you're probably a completely different person who's like, I just don't really want this forefront. Like, possibly. Who knows? I mean, even if you are, like, you're just like, do I want this displayed? Like, I don't know. And then what do you do with it?
Yeah.
You can't do anything with
burn it. You have to burn it.
So that drives me up a wall. So I had that as my worst because I really can't say I've been given a lot of bad gifts in my life.
Okay, yeah, it's tough. Again, any bad gift I've gotten, I would normally say it's probably something that I legitimately asked for. And again, shout out to my parents for like, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, wow, oh no, how unfortunate of me.
I know.
To get the things that I asked for. And it's just like, I look back and I'm like, idiot, why'd you ask for that?
Yeah.
You should have been like, no, mom and dad, put that money into a fund,
savings account.
and I can use that for my college instead of getting a fucking Colt Snuggie.
But yeah, I'm not saying don't give people photographs. Just give them a photograph. Give them a print in a frame. Or if you want to go ahead, make a photo album. Photo albums are so cute. I used to make those all the time. I made one
much easier to burn.
I made one for my sister, and she like still has it, and it blows my mind.
Much easier to burn.
They are much easier to burn.
It's easier to burn.
Or take things out and reuse it for something else.
And burn the thing that was in there.
We like burning things. Anyway, that is it. Thank you all for listening.
As always, you can find our socials
in the show description.
Leave us a rating or review wherever you listen to the podcast. You can find the video on YouTube, but technically it's also on Spotify and stuff.
It is technically on Spotify.
And I made you do the intro.
And we're SMSoup Podcast on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
But
so,
in all fairness, we've had, what episode number is this?
Like almost 60.
We've had like 60 of this like long running intro bit, and
we've only had like 10 of the outro.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, thank you all again, and hopefully your gift giving experiences are going okay this year if you have any.
What are we talking about next week, Shelby?
Your top favorite movies. So you have some work to do.
So you can skip next week. Goodbye.
Bye.